So there's going to be a lot of videos over the coming kind of weeks about the lorry driver shortage because that's very pressing and it's getting actually a lot of coverage, which is surprising. But the Christmas rush is something supermarkets and warehouses have to prepare for long in advance, and it looks like Christmas is going to get hit by Brexit. Great stuff. Great gift from our Prime Minister to the smart and intelligent people of this country. So in this segment, we're going to be talking about the lorry driver shortage poised to hit the Christmas season. Shoppers face low stock and price rises because when there's a shortage, you can charge people more because there's a scarcity of product. Shoppers could face shortage of toys, clothes, and electronic goods this Christmas as a result of the nationwide lorry driver shortage. So congratulations, Brexiteers, you played yourselves. Many consumers are already witnessing some of the effects of the shortfall. 100k shortage of lorry drivers, with gaps appearing on some supermarket shelves as firms battle to secure drivers to collect produce from suppliers because there's a massive shortage of lorry drivers. So even though these lorry drivers are getting paid more, there's still a shortage because there simply isn't enough of them. It is not just the grocery sector that's been affected by the shortage. We've talked about fast food and other industries that are impacted. All retailers depend on drivers to transport goods to depots, stores, and customers' homes are facing serious difficulties over the coming months, industry insiders have warned. Following the Brexit vote, EU drivers left the UK in their thousands, leaving the haulage firms and agencies scrambling to fill vacancies. The cost of training to become a HGV driver is around £3,500, which might not seem like a lot of money, but if you're a person who's unemployed or is in a kind of entry-level job, £3,500 is a lot of money. And the government should be doing more to get rid of that cost. They should scrap it probably at this point because they need people to get into the industry. I remember one of my friends saying he wanted to become a lorry driver. That was the next thing he wanted to do. Really should check in on him actually. I might do that soon. That's also a deterrent, and this year's IR35 tax reforms, which force agency workers to pay more tax and their agencies to pay national insurance contribution, has driven people away because you've got to think that if these agencies now have to pay more in terms of national insurance, then they're going to give the drivers or the people the agency finds less money because now they've made less profit. Also, the fact there was the other bit there, so agency workers pay more in tax. That's another thing where, if you're paying a lot of tax in an incredibly stressful job as is, you ain't going to want to do it for long. So we're looking at a serious problem at Christmas. Rod McKenzie, managing director at the Road Haulage Association, has said, "We are losing more lorry drivers week on week than we are gaining." And this sentence here is terrifying because the UK keep talking about how many lorry drivers we're gaining through, the ones passing their tests. And if that's the case, then, if even more are leaving, then we're in real trouble, Chief. We've got more going out than we have coming in. And that means this shortage isn't just going to continue, but it's going to get worse. Mr. McKenzie estimates around 2,000 drivers are leaving the industry every week, often due to retirement, but also about 1,000 new recruits are joining the workforce in the same time frame. The question is, how did we replace all these retirees before? Because I think the average age of a lorry driver is 55, which is quite high. But surely lorry drivers retire year on year anyway. So, this argument that, they're just all retiring this year, seemingly, it wouldn't make any sense. But, only 1,000 new recruits are joining in the same time frame. So every week you get 1,000 new lorry drivers, but 2,000 lorry drivers leave or retire. That's madness. So, there are problems with online shoppers facing weeks of delays while ordering goods. That's not great, especially since most people expect very quick turnaround times, 3 to 5 days or 1 day on Amazon Prime. This is going to cause a lot of problems for people during Christmas. We expect this to continue up until the Christmas peak, which even in normal years puts an enormous strain on the supply chain. And with such a dramatic driver shortage, a lot of companies are going to have to decide, look, we've got offers from supermarkets to deliver food or from, say, a Smithy's to deliver toys. If the Smithy's offers more money, then they'll go to the toy shop and there'll be a shortage of food in those supermarkets, or they go to the supermarket and there's a shortage of toys in these certain shops. Not great options all round. Some logistics experts are advising consumers to start Christmas shopping earlier than normal to ensure they're not left disappointed, but then that's going to create a further problem because you're going to have a a kind of shorter peak of goods being purchased, but it's going to be over a longer time frame, which will make any potential shortage last far longer. They said if you want to buy something specific, you should buy early. If you guys want to buy me any Christmas presents, let me know. I'll drop a PO box or something. However those Americans normally do it. But yeah, companies have offered huge retentions, £1,500 for lorry drivers to stay on, offering £1,000 for lorry drivers signing up. But even though this is happening, and even though wages are going up and they're trying to improve kind of conditions for lorry drivers, it's not enough, because fundamentally there are not enough lorry drivers in the country. And so what that means is, even if you make the conditions better right now, it's not going to make a huge dent, because far too many people are leaving and retiring. You might be able to keep some of those on a bit longer, but you're not training enough, and you're not bringing in enough kind of EU staff to fill the gap either. That's another problem. And these guys, they just don't get it, do they? What's causing the shortage and why people don't want to become lorry drivers. And Christmas is going to be impacted, and I think maybe that's a flashpoint. Maybe people realise how bad things are. I think next year's going to be worse. Once we do import checks, that's when it gets worse, and that's going to be, I want to say it's going to be an eye-opening moment for people, but given the way the people are in this country, I couldn't even guarantee that, to be fair. But yeah, anyways, I'm going to leave it there. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.